Hello, hello, hello. Chris Avalon here, coming at you loud, live, and in color with the latest celebrity news and gossip. So I had to jump online so that way I can give you all the latest tea, some breaking news, something that you'll definitely need to know about, which is going on with two people that are basically in the whole blogosphere cipher that's going on, or it's trending, which would be Wendy Williams and R. Kelly. But first, I want to get to Mr. R. Kelly. So apparently it's official that Sony RCA, his label, has decided to drop him. I guess this is after all the whole Mute R. Kelly stuff and everything that's been going on with people protesting outside the record label, saying that they need to drop him after everything that basically has transpired with all the goings on with, you know, the documentary, The Surviving R. Kelly. If y'all seen it and you know what's going on, I don't need to explain to y'all what transpired, but it's been 20 years of stuff that we've known little things about, like little breadcrumbs between Aaliyah and the whole situation and the peeing on Sparkle's niece and all the other little things that was going on that's been transpiring since the documentary premiered a couple of weeks ago. A lot more stuff has been coming out. People have been coming out of woodwork with their own stories. A lot of celebrities have decided to drop his songs from their app, from like Apple Music and all that other stuff. So like the Pussycat Dolls jumped on the bandwagon. For what I was hearing, Sierra jumped on the bandwagon and dropped some of his songs that they worked on together. Also, Celine Dion, Pussycat Dolls, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. That there are a lot of people that dropped. The main ones who haven't yet, we haven't heard from, is Jay-Z and the rest of them, but I guess we're not going to hear from them. I'm not getting into them because I'm not going to have the Illuminati come and kill me. So I'm not even going to speak about what goes on with the Carters and all that other shit, because I know that shit is real and I'm not fucking with it. So, what was it? It basically said that a plane commissioned by the women's organization Ultraviolet was carrying a sign basically to drop him, to get rid of him and stuff. So I guess all the controversy ensued and they gave in and they were like, you know what, we don't want to be a part of this. Now, the funny thing is, because I was wondering about this before this official thing happened, I was like, so what's going to happen with his former music, meaning all the stuff that we've known back in the day, like Make It Clap and, you know, Happy People and all those other songs, Step in the Name of Love, that's a friend of mine's favorite song. I don't even know what the name of the fucking song is. I just know that part. But anyway, I was wondering what was going to happen with the previous stuff. So that's probably, I think, so now this is where I find it a little iffy. I guess, you know what, if y'all want to buy the music, buy the music. I don't care. I'm not supporting R. Kelly. I haven't supported R. Kelly in years, even when I knew about all this shit. I basically canceled his ass ages ago. Everybody all of a sudden wants to jump on the bandwagon and do whatever, but if you ask anybody who knows me closely, like, I even got on my sister who continued to blindly support R. Kelly even after all them allegations and shit came out back in the day. But you know what? I can't control people and tell them what they need to do. So if you want to support R. Kelly, go ahead. But for me, I can't get behind him. Now, what I was going to say was about the music. What's going to happen with a lot of the past stuff? The past songs, all those hits that he has transpired and made, and money he's made for RCA Sony over the years, they will continue to be available for you to purchase. So if you want a lot of R. Kelly's old classic songs, a lot of those songs we all grew up listening to, at every barbecue, at every graduation, at every house party, whatever you want to call it, those songs are available for y'all to listen to and purchase and try to see if y'all can listen to the songs and pick out the breadcrumbs and know what was said. And if this song is about somebody's child or whatever the case, because I don't think he was talking about grown-ass women in a lot of them songs, but that's just me. So yeah, so basically R. Kelly has 2 more albums that, from what I'm hearing, that's under the Sony umbrella. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I guess maybe they're going to like chop the contract up or whatever the case is. I want to see if that is actually on this article. I don't think it is, because I know he's like under contract for 2 more albums. From what I was hearing, that he was currently working on another album, but oh, sorry, that was my laptop. I was like, I know he's currently working on a new album and stuff, and he's been in the studio, and also, for what I also heard, he owes $200,000, over $200,000 in back studio time that he hasn't been paying for. So what I always say is, you know what? The man has gotten away with so much over the years, using his money and influence and power and all that other stuff in order to control and get away with so much that he has gotten away with. So the best way, in my opinion, to hurt someone, especially someone who has a lot of power, like Kevin Spacey or Harvey Weinstein or Bill Cosby or whoever else, the list is endless, the Les Moonves, even though some of them have walked away with a lot of money, cut them at the knees, which is basically cut off their fucking income. Make sure that they cannot go and use any more of that power, money, and influence to control others. Now, I'm sure he's got obligations and bills that he needs to pay, and I'm sure there'll be nightclubs that'll be willing to promote him and let him come out and do his songs and do whatever and give him $100 grand to pay, you know. A man needs to make a living to take care of his family or whatever stuff if he's actually taking care of them. But just don't expect my dollars to go support somebody who has damaged so many women and who himself is damaged. So that's basically what I want to say on that. I'll definitely keep you guys updated on that as it develops. Now, speaking of which, I know everybody is expecting to see Wendy Williams back on Monday, especially after people felt that this week's episode of Wendy Williams, where they basically had a panel of guests, because, you know, she's been out due to a shoulder injury, as well as she's battling Graves' disease, and she has, what's the other thing? Thyroid disease. Like, she's been battling thyroid disease for years. She also has Graves' disease. So, the thing with Wendy is that she's supposed to be coming back on Monday. Everybody's expecting to see her back on Monday after we've had a panel of guests. I've been reading the comments on the Wendy Williams YouTube page. And I notice a lot of people are pretty much not excited about having... Ooh, excuse me. Burping all of a sudden. But anyway, feel a little gassy up here, not in my ass. But anyway, a lot of people have been like, okay, like, Wendy, we miss you. We need you. We didn't need you to come back. I didn't think that the panel guests were as bad as everybody was trying to make them out to be. I actually enjoyed some of them. Some of it was a little messy, but there were some people that were on these panels that I thought actually worked. So now, if everybody's expecting to see Wendy Williams come back on Monday, don't, because apparently word on the street is Wendy Williams has taken an indefinite leave of absence to focus on her health. So, she released a statement at around 12:30 this afternoon Eastern Standard Time, basically saying, a note from the Hunter family. As Wendy Williams Hunter previously shared, she fractured her shoulder and has been on the mend. Over the past few days, Wendy has experienced complications regarding her Graves' disease that will require treatment. Wendy will be under strict supervision by her physicians, and as part of her care, there will be a significant time spent in the hospital. Despite her strong desire to return, she is taking a necessary extended break from the show to focus on her personal and physical well-being. Wendy thanks everyone in advance for their well wishes and for respecting her and the Hunter family's privacy during this time. Meanwhile, she don't respect nobody else's privacy, but I digress. A statement from the Debmar Mercury, which is basically the producers, the people that produced the Wendy Williams show. For over 10 years, Wendy has been a vital part of the Debmar Mercury family. Her wholeheartedly support for Wendy in this decision to take the time she needs, and we will welcome her back with open arms the moment she is ready. The Wendy Williams show will air repeat episodes the week of January 21st and will produce original episodes with a variety of hosts starting the week of January 28th. You know what? I feel like this is also an opportunity, and you know, I live for Wendy, and you know what? There are many people out here who, like myself, do celebrity news and gossip, and I feel like this would be a great opportunity for people to kind of step up, whoever they're going to get to be on this show. I don't know if they're going to do the panelists or they're just going to do like one person to host and do whatever, but it'll be interesting to see how they're going to put this all together. I didn't mind the panelist thing that much. I just feel like if y'all have this week of people, panelists, take the best of the best and put them all on at a panel together. Got to get it. Like, I guess what they were trying to do is the View version of a gossip show, which I wouldn't actually mind seeing. I mean, we've seen it in so many different forms or whatever, but not in the format of like what Wendy Williams is doing. So you can get a comedian, a moderator who's basically someone who's a Whoopi Goldberg, Julie Chen minus the Des Moonves controversy type. Like they've had Don Lemon and whoever and all these other people, and Ali Wentworth. I didn't particularly like Ali Wentworth because I felt like she was interrupting a lot of the people who were on the panel. So and maybe she was anxious or nervous or a little too excited, but to me, I felt like she was interrupting a lot of people. So I don't want Ellie Wentworth to come back. I did personally like Don Lemon. I've even said I would love to see a gay version of The View. I don't know why we don't have that. First of all, what they should have did instead of bringing the stupid ass Queer Eye back was coin the name Fab Five, get 5 gay men who have different backgrounds or whatever, get them and do like a View version of with gay men. And that would have been, I believe, more entertaining. You know, women love the gays. The only people that probably hate on is the gays because don't nobody throw more shade at a gay person than another gay man. We've seen it happen a lot with a lot of people, and it's unfortunate that we have that happen. I don't want to get off topic, but I would love to see that. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with this show. I hope Wendy gets well, but I feel like if this is her way of still trying to get up under, like, have this whole thing die out with the controversy that's going on with her husband and the alleged mistress, allegedly. The cheating, you know, that her husband's been cheating on her for 10 years, got a mistress pregnant, and she's trying to, like, hide out and avoid the press and all these other people, and all of this stress is actually making her sicker, then I feel like you need to remove the cause of the toxicity out of your life. And if that toxicity happens to be Kevin Hunter, you need to drop his ass. And I understand that he is your manager and your husband, and y'all don't have a prenup, but you know what? That's the price you pay for being so dumb as to not sign a prenup, that you're just going to have to give him half your shit. I don't know how much or how New Jersey law works in regards of divorces, but if it's the same as California, you got to give up half your stuff, then you're just going to have to bite the bullet. And I've heard Wendy is worth $60 million. So if this is what she has to do to get to split and part ways from this man who is pretty much toxic to her getting better and is making her sicker, then I think she needs to get rid of him and get better. Because you know what? I live for Wendy. Look, she's shady. Her whole career has been based around talking about people. And I don't understand why people get mad over that. It's sort of like she was TMZ before there was a TMZ. Y'all don't go hard on Harvey Levin as well as much as y'all do her. She was doing celebrity news and gossip. Like we've had many manifestations of it. Like we've had Rona Barrett and so many other people. But you have Wendy Williams, who has managed to do this for 3 decades, and then you have TMZ, who's basically doing it, but you know, they got lawyers and all this other stuff that works within that whole vicinity. But Wendy's been doing it forever, so I don't understand why people get mad that she talks about people. But my thing is, if you're going to talk about people, your shit is fair game as well. Because if you talk about people for a living, when you become a hot topic, you got to stand in front of that line of fire and take them hits. You don't have to tell us everything that's going on in your personal life, but you have to let your fans know that this is what's happening. This is what it is. And, you know, if the allegations are true about her and Kevin and the whole cheating and all that other shit, which I do believe it is true because he's cheated on her before, that you need to get in front of this and address it and, take your own advice, because she'd be the first one to tell you to leave your man if he was doing some shit or vice versa. So you got to be able to practice what you preach on your show. That's all. I'll definitely keep you guys up to date on this as it develops, but I also said this is an opportunity for people who ever takes that mantle and sits in I don't think they're going to be sitting in the purple chair because nobody sits in the purple chair but Wendy. Whoever sits on that panel, this is your opportunity to shine. And which it was me, because I love to be on TV and spilling the tea and stuff to everybody and making y'all laugh and stuff. But I love doing it on YouTube and you all sitting here and watching. So, one day, darling, one day, putting out there in the universe. But anyway, yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on this as it develops. And look, this is your opportunity to shine when you're on TV. Who knows? You may get your own show out of being on Wendy Williams. Some producer or somebody might be watching and see, oh, this person has energy and potential, whatever the case is, and they'll give you your own show. So you never know. Speaking of people who are taking time to rehabilitate themselves and get themselves together, Paris Jackson. So the word on the street is the daughter of Michael Jackson. She went to a treatment center for her physical and emotional welfare. So basically what they're saying is that in an Instagram post, she says the reports of her health have been exaggerated and she's simply just taking some time off. So what the word is, they're saying after a busy year of working engagements that took her all over the globe, Paris decided that she needed to take some time off to basically reboot herself and prioritize and figure out where she is mentally and physically. And you know what? It doesn't matter what age you are at. If you're at a point in your life where everything is here, there, and everywhere, sometimes you do need a moment to kind of recollect and regroup and get your mind and your thoughts and your physical and your spiritual right. There have been times where I've had to do it too, where I've been so busy and so tired and so exhausted and so over it that it's just like, okay, I need a moment of silence. I need a moment to just collect everything. And these days, with so much stress and shit going on in this world, especially with the you know who in the White House, we need a moment to like regroup and get our stuff together. So, shout out to Paris Jackson, and hope she gets better and all that good stuff. I don't know what she's going to do when that documentary about her father comes out, because word on the street is they're trying to go in the same direction. This documentary is supposed to be something in the vein of Surviving R. Kelly. So we'll see how she handles all of that when it develops. Okay, so I just want to say thank you all for taking the time out to watch this video. If you like what you see, please subscribe. I'll be trying to keep you guys up to date on as much gossip as possible. The important stuff, I'm not just going to get on and talk about a bunch of nothing. There's a lot of other people that do that. I don't care about a lot of, if it's not interesting or it's not, you know, strong or whatever the case is, I'm not going to talk about it. So, but I will keep you abreast on the big hot topic stories that occurs throughout the week, whenever it is, or throughout the days. You never know. So, thank you for watching. Love you all. Subscribe, comment. Let me hear your thoughts on Wendy and R. Kelly and what you thought of Surviving R. Kelly and what you even thought of the panelists on that were actually sitting on the panel of the Wendy Williams show. Did you think it was a good idea? What do you think they should do to make the show more interesting? Should they cancel the Wendy Williams show? And because going on hiatus and this whole thing, and it's not going to work only with so much. You have a lot of staff members that need to get paid, especially when we got this stuff going on with in the White House where TSA workers and stuff not getting paid. So we got to pay people what they need to be paid. And her not working, it does affect a lot of those people. So let me know your thoughts, all that good stuff. Love you all. Bye.